peace and sweetness to all my beloved bees. Welcome back to the honey path where we stay aligned, divine, and dipped in gold. Whether you're a baby bee just finding your wings or you've been walking this road for a while, I'm so glad you're here. You home now. Today I'm sharing a little experiment I did, hanging up blue bottles on my balcony for protection. Now I'm not an expert in knots or anything like that, so I was just figuring it out as I went, trial and error style. But I was led by spirit to put up a shield around my home, and when spirit speaks, I listen. Now you might be wondering why the blue bottles. Well, in African spiritual tradition, particularly throughout the South, we've long used blue bottles as tools for protection. You might have seen bottle trees before in somebody's yard, especially down in Mississippi, Georgia, or the Carolinas. The color blue is believed to confuse or repel malevolent spirits. Some call them haints. The idea is these spirits are attached to the shiny surface of the glass. They get pulled inside and then trapped. And when the morning sun hits the bottles, the light clears it all out. Now me, I live in an apartment complex, so I don't have trees on my balcony, but I'm not about to let that stop me. I may do what I had, and that's just hoodoo, working with what's on hand. So let's get into the process. First, I cleanse the inside of my bottles using incense. I let the smoke swirl around on the inside of the bottles. These were Saratoga glass water bottles I ordered from Dash Mart, but I repurposed them for this. Before this, off camera, I removed the labels. You can use whatever method works for you: acetone, hot water, vinegar, and baking soda paste, or all of the above, but this is what I did. I rubbed coconut oil over the sticky parts and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I scraped the rest of the residue off with the edge of some scissors. After that, I sprayed the air with rubbing alcohol and wiped in a circular motion until it was clean. It might take about 2 passes depending on the bottle, but it works. Once they were clear and label free, I cleansed the outside with Florida water. I also made sure to cleanse myself before starting this work. That part is not on camera, but that step is just as important as anything else. You don't want to bring chaos or previous energies or entities into your work. Next, I anointed the rim of each bottle with a spiritual oil I made myself. I spoke prayers of protection and clarity over them as I worked, and each one became its own little vessel of intention. Now let me tell you about the knot situation. I was sitting there for a good 45 minutes struggling, and I told you at the beginning I don't know anything about knot tying. I finally gave up and looked up on YouTube how to tie a knot to hang something. Like, that's literally what I typed into the search box. So I ended up finding a video on how to do a bowline knot, and it changed everything for me. So here I'm showing you how I did the bowline knot, but if my demonstration is not good enough or my instructions are not clear enough, I'll just leave the link to the video that I found in the description and you can follow along there. First, you'll need at least 2 to 3 feet of rope or yarn, twine, or any string that you can get a hold of, just as long as it's durable. First, you'll make a counterclockwise loop. Wrap the long end of the rope around the bottle 2 to 3 times, leaving a little slack. Take the loose end and pass it behind the long tail of the rope, not through the loop yet. Then feed it up through the loop and pull it tight near the neck of the bottle. Once it feels snug and secure, you can tie off the top to create your hanging loop. I would recommend placing your thread as close to the top of the bottle as possible, not too far down the neck and not too far up the body. You want the knot to sit just right, secure enough to hold, but perfectly placed so it doesn't slip or unravel. You're looking for this sweet spot where the knot holds steady. Now, honestly, the thick rope I had was cute, but the yarn held up way better because it wasn't as thick. So it was way easier to manage, so don't be afraid to improvise if you need to. Once that was done, I added my herbs. I use rue, agrimony, wormwood, and vetiver. All of these herbs are known for protection, removing negativity, and spiritual strength. Now, I did forget to add my mirror shards. I'm not sure if that's traditional either, but I'll be going back to do that. While I've never seen it explicitly mentioned that mirror shards are put on the inside of these blue bottles, or are part of these practices, mirror shards are believed to have the power of reflection and can be used to deflect negative energy or to reflect evil back onto itself. So I will be putting mirror shards in my blue bottles. To hang the bottles, I use rusty nails. You can buy some from your local botanica, spiritual, or metaphysical store, or if you already have them, you can make your own. If you want to make your own, just soak regular nails in a mixture of equal parts of vinegar and hydrogen peroxide and let them sit for a few hours. I let mine sit for about 2 to 3 hours, but they should start to rust or oxidize within the first 5 minutes. The rust add energy. They're symbolic of anchoring, protection, and spiritual force. This is the part I know somebody probably gonna have something to say about. I have some glass green bottles too, and I was thinking about hanging those to attract prosperity and abundance. Now, I'm not sure if that's a traditional thing. I know in Hoodoo they've used green or brown bottles. The green bottles are mainly for luck or gambling and things of that sort. But when it comes to my work, I do what I feel led to do. So what do y'all think? Should I hang the green ones, or is that going to have prosperity and evil spirits fighting like cousins over the last plate at the cookout? I don't know. But to be real, even if y'all say no, I'm probably still going to do it anyway because that's what I feel like doing. And that's what I feel called to do. And I trust my intuition. But all jokes aside, please do give me your opinions. Please do give me knowledge. I do love to learn new things. You don't know everything. Wisdom is knowing that you don't know everything. Leave a comment, leave a like, give me your opinions. What do you think? But as for now, that's it for today, Honeycomb Coven. Keep buzzing in your power, stay sweet, and I'll see y'all next time. I love you.